You know, got a lot of hate from my last video that I lost my mind on that guy who was driving like that. You know, people tell me I need to chill out. Well, I figure since I got a little time today, it'll be the opportunity not to really just tell you guys why I am the way I am, but to actually show you why I am the way I am. So, it's going to take me a little while to get there, but stick with me. So, some people who watched my last moto vlog, when I lost my mind on that guy who had been driving the wrong way on a one-way for about 5 miles, said that I should calm down, I should chill out, I should relax. And I just want to show you the reason why I can't relax, the reason why I'll never. So, I've been behind the handlebars of a bike pretty much as long as I've been around. I grew up around bikes, my family been on bikes, and I've been on bikes, me personally driving, for over 10 years. And you know, during that time, a lot of good things happened, a lot of bad things happened. I met some of the most humble, amazing people you meet in your entire life behind the handlebars of a bike. The problem is, being on a bike is dangerous. It's inherently dangerous. And it's more dangerous if you make bad decisions. So for those of you who are laughing and all this other jazz about, you know, me losing my mind on that guy, there's a reason. There's a reason why I'm always out to help people. There's a reason why I want you guys to know as much as I know. And the reason why I make this moto vlog, it's not to be a loose cannon. I mean, any rider can be a freaking loose cannon. It's too easy to be a loose cannon. So, forgive me for losing my cool on that guy. But I want you to understand why I lost my cool on that guy. And we're about here. This is the memorial that we put in place for R.J. Van Zandt. We lost him earlier this year. He was one of my riders. I can't help but feel like I was responsible for the kid. Maybe if he knew more, maybe if he was more educated, made a smarter decision, he might still be here. He was doing over 100 miles an hour up this interstate. Lost control, hit the guardrail, came across this fence, and passed away over here. And I'll never tell the people in my unit this, but it was me and 2 other non-commissioned officers that came out here and took pictures of the scene. It was me and 2 other non-commissioned officers that went and found what was left of his Yamaha R1. I personally picked up the biohazard bags off of his bike so that we could get pictures for the investigation. So forgive me if I'm not understanding of when someone makes a dumb decision on the road. A month after we lost RJ, the kid who was in my unit, he ended up getting out. About 2 months after he got out of my unit, he was driving up I-25. Some guy, drunk, no license, no insurance, decided to turn the wrong way onto the interstate. He hit a car, and that car bounced off of the kid. He was pronounced dead on the scene. In 2015, a good friend of mine, Daryl Ray Adams, he helped me put the chrome dress-up kit on my old Power Wagon I had. He did tattoos, and that man would always be found with a Marlboro Red in one hand and a Mountain Dew in the other. He lost control of a motorcycle out in Medicine Park in Oklahoma. He was killed in 2015. I've seen my dad, my brother, My stepmom and various friends laid up in the hospital after motorcycle accidents. Some of it was their fault, a lot of it wasn't. So, having that kind of background and that kind of experience, I lose my cool on people who decide to drive stupid. A lot. Because every day I think about people like RJ. You know, if I had stopped him, if I had grabbed a hold of his jacket and ripped him off of that bike and told him to slow the fuck down, his kids might not be growing up without a father. That's why I lose my cool, guys. And I'm sure I'm not the only rider out here who's buried friends. Hell, I know some of y'all have even buried family. 2007 was the first experience I had with motorcycle accidents. My brother had a 94 Suzuki GSX-R 750. And he was going around a corner with cold tires. Lost traction, bike came out from underneath him. He slid for 100 feet. The bike slid for about almost 200. Then it hit the curb, and he said the last thing he remembers before he lost consciousness was the bike flipping into the air and landed in the field. I picked that bike up out of that field. I pushed it home. I repaired it. I put it back together. My brother was scared to get on it. He was there in a sling. His arms were all messed up, road rash, you name it. And I forced him to get back on that bike. I pushed him. I made sure he didn't give up on what he loved. Granted, that wasn't the prettiest bike you'd ever see, but I put old Frankenstein back together. That's what was the name of the bike. So, that's going to kind of lead into what I wanted to talk about on this episode of The Military Rider, guys. I want to talk about statistics around death. Now, forgive me, I didn't check all the other states. I just checked the ones that have really irritated me throughout my time on a motorcycle. I checked, I'm just going to keep riding this frontage road. Fuck it, I'm not going to get on the highway. So, for those of you who've driven in Texas, there's a method of the madness there. Texas is the third most dangerous state in the entire United States when it comes to motorcycles. In fact, in 2017, 20 in every 10,000 registered motorcycles were fatal crashes. I'm not saying 10,000 crashes, I'm saying 10,000 registered bikes. Out of those 10,000, 20 of them were involved in fatal motorcycle accidents. That's a 1 in 500 chance you'll be killed in the state of Texas on a bike. Number 2 on that list is California. Good old California. Never been there. I don't ever plan on going. I've seen some other moto vlogs of people who live there and drive in that kind of environment. You can keep that shit. No thank you. Number 1, this one actually surprised me because I definitely thought it was California. It's Florida. And then these statistics are based off of not like riding season, not like riding weather, amount of months you can ride, all that jazz. No, these statistics are based off of the number of registered riders you have. So, per 10,000 riders in the state of Florida, there's about 30 fatalities. In the state of California is about 25. In the state of Texas is about 20. So you can go ahead and do the math on the other two. I just did Texas because I'm right up the road from Texas. Few of y'all figured out where I am already, which, hey, I'm cool with that. Just pay attention and, give me a wave as I go by if you see me. Hell, flag me down. I don't care. So, with that, understanding how dangerous your area is for motorcycles is like half of the problem. You gotta drive defensively sometimes, and aggressive as all hell other times. That's what I do anyways. Like when I merge aggressive as all hell. When I'm driving like this, I am defensive. I'm yielding to pretty much every person coming off of a side street. Is it the right answer? No. Per the law, I have the right of way. Problem is, people who drive those cages, they don't really pay attention to the law. Sometimes they just assume they have the right of way. Bus, co-bus. I'm gonna have to eat there sometime. That place looks good. So, I'm actually gonna go grab me some Mickey D's, I think. I don't even know what exit this is. Mesa Grande is another exit. This is... Oh, yeah, get me away from here. I used to have an ex-girlfriend that lived down that way. Keep me out of here. I'll hop back on the highway on the way home. I just realized, like, in this wind, in this kind of environment, there is no amount of wind protection that's going to block out all this damn wind. Dude, see, like this guy. Pick a lane, yeah. Struggling? No. She is struggling. BMW, make our bets. Oh, there's actually one thing I wanted to bring up. There was a guy, American, he didn't even spell it right, mixed martial arts, which, hang on. So, American mixed martial arts decided to call me a pogue. Ooh, that is a CUDA. Oh, that was beautiful. Anyways, so he decided to call me a pogue. For those of you who don't know what a pogue is, it stands for persons other than grunts. It's an insult to people who aren't grunts. And I find that funny. Because I probably have boots that have ran more patrols than that guy. So I'm going to call him out specifically. But it's alright, man. Hey, I reclassed, and now I can pay for what I know. I don't get paid for what I do. My body likes me a lot more. So Mr. Live and Bang Bang, when you get out, you can go ahead and work at a car lot like the rest of them do. Me personally, I'll go get a lucrative job with a military contractor starting out at $60 a year, and within 10 years I'll be making over $90 a year. But hey, you do you. Wow, this is a frickin' cluster fuck over here. Oh, it's high school kids. Okay, well, do I have any front row parking? I do not. I don't know who spends that kind of money on a... Is that a Frontier? I don't know what that is. Linglong Crosswinds? I have never heard of those tires in my life. Alright, well, I'll sign back on here shortly, folks. Let me lock up the forks. Well, while I'm finishing getting everything on, this is a Nike Hercules. Not to be confused with a Nike Sojak, which stands for Standoff Jammer and Cruise Missile. The Nike Hercules is, of course, probably one of the most American solutions to a problem you'll ever hear in your life. So during the peak of the Cold War, we realized that we didn't have enough missiles and or launchers to deal with all the Russian bombers that they had. So what did we do? Instead of, producing more missiles, we decided to create the Nike Hercules. The Nike Hercules had a nuclear warhead in there somewhere. I don't know if it was in the tip or in the middle or wherever, but had a nuclear warhead, and their thought process was that if the Russians decided to try and come across the Atlantic or Pacific and bomb us, we hit one of those, we're going to destroy the entire fleet in one shot. Gotta hand it to us. Americans are just exponentially good at being violent. Oh, crud. I put on my gloves before I did my chin strap. I gotta change this thing out for like a quick release. Oh, this is hard to do with gloves on. Alright. Well, I'm about to take myself on home. So, now you guys got a little bit more of my background. And, I mean, I know no matter what I post, I'm going to have haters. Haters are going to exist. And I've come to terms with that. But what you fail to realize is everybody's got a story, myself included. So, there's a method to my madness. There's a reason why I am the way I am. Alright? So you don't need to be that way. Oh, this wind is atrocious. I know I'm having mic trouble right now. I guarantee I'm having mic trouble right now. Alright? So as always, this is your friendly neighborhood military rider signing off. Y'all be safe and keep the rubber side down, all right?